Hey, this is Owen. If you're comfortable, leave your first name and state at the sound of the tiny truck backing up.
Lou here. I had a question just pop in my mind watching one of your videos. I wonder if you would touch on the differences and similarities of the remaining MAGA people that are also quite often flat earthers or Illuminati followers, conspiracies. Basically just that MAGA has now come to a point where it is meeting a convergence of becoming kind of a cult because of the only people left in it. Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that similarity or whatnot.
I find it particularly interesting that a lot of extreme MAGA people tend to also accept conspiracy theories without question, basically. It seems to me that Trump has been encouraging kind of a conspiratorial mindset anyways, so it doesn't really surprise me a lot. But I have talked about Trump as a cult leader, and I do believe that Trump runs a cult, a de facto cult, as a level 2 cult, a decentralized but focused group that revolves around this one specific figure that forms out the ideology for people. And, you know, any news that they get from this one guy, Trump, is news that they accept without question, even if it contradicts what they see right in front of them with their own eyes. So I definitely believe that Trump is a cult leader, without question. I have also made note that his cult followers, his cult members, tend to be on the conspiratorial side. Anti-vaxxers, flat earthers, QAnoners, so on and so forth.
Hi, Owen. I had a question going back to the Fauci email. So I go onto the subreddit called No New Normal every now and then just to see what the people who are anti-maskers and such are currently saying about what's happening. And one misconception I've noticed that they're having, or I don't even know because I'm not sure where they're referencing it from, is that somewhere Fauci admitted that masks don't work, is apparently what they're saying. And I was curious if you had any idea what they were referencing. Thank you.
He said that publicly forever ago. And then he said that in the emails around the same time that he said that publicly. That's not news. Everybody knew that that was his position at the time. And the reason that that was his position, according to Fauci, from my understanding, is because he knew that masks were going to be necessary and important, an integral part of solving this problem from the get-go, as every good scientist did. But he wanted to discourage people from getting them until hospital workers and physicians and nurses and everybody else could, basically. And then he told the public to get them because he saw what kind of an insane rush was happening with like hand sanitizer and toilet paper, you know, hoarding and everything else. That's my understanding of it. Now, he made a moral choice. Who knows if that choice was pushed by Trump or his administration or whoever. Who fucking knows? Who knows who originally pushed him to do that? Or maybe nobody did. Maybe that was his call. That choice was a moral choice that he made, and he's going to have to live with now. He made the choice to tell people not to wear masks in the beginning because he thought that it was going to benefit society the most to allow healthcare workers the opportunity to buy masks before the hoarding started. Like the guy or hate the guy for that decision, that's the choice that he made. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter if Fauci believed that masks don't work or not. They do. They do work. I mean, that's been studied up and down a billion different ways. We know that for a fact. Even if Fauci genuinely did believe that masks do not work, he would be incorrect because they do work.
Hey, this is Brody from Pennsylvania. I wanted to ask, what's the difference between this Seven Mountain Dominionism thing that you've been covering on your channel a lot and Christian nationalism? Thanks.
Okay, so what's the difference between Christian nationalism and Seven Mountains Dominionism, okay? Seven Mountains Dominionism, also known as Seven Mountains Mandate, I believe, is a subgroup of Christianity, for lack of a better term. It's a group of people who believe that it's very intricate, okay? So they believe that Christianity should control people in these 7 different ways. Based on your question, I'm assuming you already know this, but there may be others out there who don't. This group believes that Christianity, or their specific branch of Christianity, should control society in seven different ways. The 7 mountains, according to the Seven Mountains Mandate, are Christianity, their branch of it, should control education, religion, family, business, government and military, arts and entertainment, and media. Christianity should permeate and control society in those 7 ways. And the idea is that only a few people at the top should pull the strings. If they can get their branch of extremists to the top of the education system in the United States, or if they can get, for example, if Ted Cruz or his father, who preaches Seven Mountains Dominionism, if he can get himself into a position where he has influence over education, he has accomplished the goals of the Seven Mountains Mandate. Same with government and military. They want to get Seven Mountains Dominionists into the controlling positions at the top of the government and the military. That's their goal. To go back to your question here, your question was, what's the difference between that and Christian nationalism? I think this is a very specific branch of Christian nationalism. It goes beyond just standard cookie cutter, I want a Christian state. This is like they have a plan to create a Christian state, and they're setting it in motion, and they have been for decades. That's the kind of situation that we're in right now. And we see a lot of fucking bizarre stuff coming out of the Seven Mountains Mandate that doesn't really make sense to us unless you understand how it works and what their plans are. Like, they've written books about this. Johnny Enlow is a Seven Mountains Dominionist. Ted Cruz's father is a Seven Mountains Dominionist. And these people have written books about how to control society. And they are in positions of power and outright attempting to take the reins of power and turn it into a Christian nationalist state. That should be fucking disturbing to everybody. That's why I talk about these people.